What is up, gamers? So, you like trading, you like making money and profit and all that good stuff, so you're thinking to yourself, hey, it's December, the holidays are coming to a close, Smissmas update should be coming out anytime now. Should I invest in some holiday-themed items? Whether it's hats, cosmetics, unusuals, there's got to be a way to flip them, right? Because they're going to go up, they're going to be more profitable, they're going to be more popular, right? In theory, that makes sense. Today I'm going to talk about that and exactly why I don't do this, but if you did want to do it, how you could make it work, and give you guys tons of examples of my trading philosophy and my background and what I would do if I wanted to trade around the holidays, especially for the Smissmas update that's coming out. Just to give you guys a little bit of background on myself and my trading experience, if you're new to this channel or you're new to my content, I've been trading in the trading scene for a very, very, very long time. I, at one point, had one of the largest backpacks. In one of my backpacks, that's not even counting my other backpacks, I traded high tier unusuals, collector's items, glitched items, spell items, pretty much everything you can think of over the years. I've done it, I've tried it, I've thought about it. So you think about a lot of different theories of how to trade, how to make the most profit, and one of them that a lot of people think about is trading things in season. So you can think instantly, maybe Halloween effects when Halloween is coming out, maybe Christmas effects or Christmas items when Christmas or Smissmas is coming out. I'm going to give you guys examples and show you my philosophy, but if you haven't already, you are way behind, my friend. You are way behind. You got to catch up with the rest of us. Join the Squirrely Squad down below. I got a Steam group, like and subscribe. That helps out a lot with the YouTube algorithm. It only takes 2 seconds, and then we can keep pumping up videos like this, talking about trading, making profit, sick in-game footage, air shots, all the glory and beautiful things that come with TF2, and what makes us one of the best communities, the best gaming community out there. So, alright, let's get into it. Thank you guys for your support. Some of these items are tried and tested. They go up every year. With the holidays, they kind of go back down. Some of them don't even move at all. So you want to be aware of these so you're in the best position if you were going to buy and sell some of these, and exactly how many should you buy. Should you go big and buy 500 of them, or just, buy things out of season to save yourself some money? These are things to think about, but let's get into some real world examples. First off, we have the Crinkle Collection, which is one of the most themed items in the game as far as a cosmetic. It's the Santa outfit. It's for Soldier, which is kind of funny. Later, they came out with the gift bringer. We'll look at that later. But if you look on here in the buy and sell orders, you can see about 3.2, 311 ref. You look down here, 2 months ago, it actually went down. So this hasn't moved at all. This is a direct, very themed item, but it's only for Soldier. It's a cheap cosmetic. I mean, maybe that's why it hasn't really moved. So this is one I probably would invest in, if you're looking for profit. If you buy it out of season, maybe, but I wouldn't really buy a bunch of them to resell them because they haven't really moved in price. As I mentioned, the gift bringer, which is kind of an upgrade. I remember when this first came out, I was kind of laughing, like, really? You're just making a newer, better version? It's also a multi-class, looks great on the heavy. You look down here, 2 months ago, it actually went up in price. And these are popular, I think, because they're multi-class. It's not just for the Soldier. And it does look better than the Crinkle Collection, in my opinion. So this one has gone up in price, but if you look on here, it moved up 2 months ago from 33 to basically still 33. People are already asking for 35, 38, so they're moving up. And you can see on here, people are looking to pay more for the painted ones. So maybe you got to hold on some that are painted for cheaper. You could resell those. That's one option. But even on here, the price gap, the margin in between is not that big. So again, I would not invest in a bunch of these to resell them unless you get them for super cheap. Festive rocket launcher. There's so many Festives. This is one of my favorite weapons in the game. There's just a classic, great looking weapon. Festives are really, really cool. Strain Festives, I remember when those came out, was a big deal. But you can see here on Festives, a lot of people selling them for a key. A lot of people buying them for 48 ref, 49 ref roughly. You can look down here, 28 days ago. Oh, this one actually failed. It didn't pass. 5 months ago. So it did go down a little bit 5 months ago, but you can see the demand has already gone up because people are going to start buying Festives for their favorite classes. So everyone's already looking for a key. Depending on what you get it for, you could technically buy some of these, load up a little bit, and then relist them. But be aware, there's a lot of bots, so anything that's kind of more popular, there's a lot of them for sale. It's an older item, just a lot exist. There's probably going to be bots all over them, and they're going to start lowballing each other. But technically, you could resell these during the holidays and make a little bit of profit. Now let's look at the Sub-Zero suit. Another great theme around the holidays. This is a nice, big, fluffy, kind of like parka outfit for the pyro. You see down here, 3 days ago, it actually went down. So it's coming towards Smissmas and the holidays, and the price has actually gone down. You can see on the right, too. People were pretty much paying the same what they would pay any time of year, 10 ref, 11 ref, and that's also for painted items. The listing sell orders are all about the same. This hasn't moved at all, so this is one I probably wouldn't really invest in. It's Pyro Cosmetics, single class, and it's not super themed like a Santa outfit, but it's it's kind of an Arctic winter feel. The snowman, you can't get more theme than this when you're coming to a hat, right? It's winter, it's a snowman, Smissmas, all that good stuff. You look over here, people are listing them for 2.4, 2.5 keys. On the right, people are looking to pay around just a little bit over a key, 2 keys, and 16 ref. Down here, 9 months ago, it went up. So this bumped up in price, totally out of season. So this is one that I don't think you're going to get a whole lot more for right now. It might be easier to sell because Smissmas is coming up, but this bumped up in price a long time ago. Had nothing to do with Smissmas. This is, totally out of season, doesn't relate to anything. So this has already had its price bump. I don't really see it going up anymore, but it is an all class. So depending on when you got it, if you got it 9 months ago, 10 months ago, for cheap, if you were to sell it, now you're getting 2.5, maybe 3 keys for it if it's painted. The Ebenezer, another all-class. This is a good-looking hat. If you look down here on the left, they're all about the same, 40.6, 40.8. Come down here, 4 months ago, it actually dropped in price, so it hasn't really moved, but the price people are asking for now is definitely more than the backpack price, so people are looking to sell them for a little bit more. Nothing ridiculous. On the right as well, people are looking to pay, 36, about 36 ref for unpainted ones, a little bit more if they are painted, so a little bit of wiggle room, not a whole lot. If you bought it, for 34 ref, 35 ref, maybe you could get something out of it. But there's not a big demand here. It's an all class. Should be easier to sell. But once again, the margin is just so small. Now, one that does move every year, and I think is actually, if you were to invest in one and maybe go big, this is one you could do it with. And this is the BMOC, or the BMOC, however you want to say it. The big man on campus, the Santa hat. This is one of my favorite hats in the entire game. Maybe my favorite hat, honestly, and that's coming from the guy who had the biggest rack collection of unusual racks, and I love those, and you can stack them. And anyways, I have videos on those too if you haven't seen them, but this is a great all class hat. It looks so good. I think with every class and painting, it looks great. You can see about a month ago it actually did go up in price, so it went from 5.5 keys to 6.5 keys, and people are already bumping them up. Look at them, they're looking for 7 keys, more than 7 keys. This is one that it's cheap enough that a lot of people can afford it. It's all class, it looks great. And people often pay a little bit more if they're painted, or a lot more if they're painted. Same thing if they're clean or it has a nice history. You could kind of get away with that with selling these. So in theory, this is one that you maybe could have flipped a while ago if you bought them for cheaper. But this doesn't translate to everything. So this is selling, going off classifieds on backpack.tf. How about Steam Wallet, Steam Money, just real world money? You look over here, the BMOC. Over the last month, hasn't really moved. You can see it's around $17, $18. There's a couple of them that have these big jumps. These are almost always ones that have spelled items. But they've been around $17 to $18. What you will see, though, is some of the cheaper ones start to get snagged up. So the ones that are remaining are a little bit more expensive. $18.50, $19. It slowly starts creeping up over $19. So the cash ones might start moving up a little bit more. If we do the week, it's hard to see the trend here. It doesn't move a whole lot, but you could probably put a buy order on here, for 16 or 17 bucks. Snag one off here. But if you're going to relist it for $19, you're not really going to make much money because of the fee they have on here as well. So I wouldn't really recommend doing it on there. But maybe find a cheap one that's painted white. Maybe this one on here is a good one that you could buy and then resell. Looking at marketplace.tf, same kind of story. You can see these are people buying with cash. Over time, it hasn't really moved at all. You could say there's a small bump, 10, 11, 13, 12, 15, around there. Same thing when you see a big jump, it's probably a spelled item. $13, been around there, $11 to $13. It's been very stable around 12 to 13 for a long time. The closer the holidays get, the more they go up in price quickly because people are like, Halloween's next week, or not Halloween, Smissmas is next week, or as soon as the Smissmas update drops, you want to jump in your server, put on a white beard, play Inji or Heavy or Soldier, put on a BMOC. That's what a lot of people do. That's what I would want to do. And that's when people are impulsive and they will spend more money on something that's cool and more Smissmas themed. So far, we've just been talking about cosmetics and a little bit of festive weapons as well. But how about unusuals and unusual effects? Is that something to invest in? Now, I've been talking about cosmetics and festive weapons because they're more affordable. There's more of them moving through the market. There's always this kind of flux going. A certain level of them are always moving hands. So it's easier to gauge if the price is going to go up or down. With unusuals, it's tricky because it depends on how many are for sale and how high tier it is and all that other stuff. But the main two you're probably thinking of is like Blizzardy Storm and Frostbite. So I'll give some examples of Blizzardy Storm just because, once again, there's more for sale. There's more hats with them. And it's just easier to get a good price and example of are they going up or not during the holidays. So right here, I have a Blizzardy Storm pencil pusher. Now, I like Blizzardy Storm in general. I'll wear it with a BMOC or some other festive hat, especially during the holidays. What I like to do is buy them out of season, put up a buy order, try to beat everyone else, get it out of season for a really good price, enjoy it during the holidays, during Smissmas with my loadouts and, make some combos with it, and then just sell it. So at its peak when people are going to pay more. Now, if you look at the Blizzardy Storm pencil pusher, it's priced at 33 to 34, and I'm selling it for 42. You're like, whoa, what the heck? You're highballing yourself. What's going on? But I'm getting trade offers for that around that range. I've had some really good trade offers so far. One of them I just listed here, I need to update this, was a Disco Beatdown Gibbous, which is anywhere from like 35 to 55 keys roughly, which is still a lot more than 33 to 34 keys. But you can see it's in season. I got a good deal on it. I'm in no rush. I'm the only seller. So I'm going to enjoy this when I can, but I'm going to sell it during the holidays because I know it's going to do well. It's a really good misc. People are always going to pay more for misc because then you can wear whatever hat with you want with it. So how about a Blizzardy Storm Exquisite Rack? One of my favorite items in the game. It's funny because it's one of those things that's cheap, or technically it's not cheap, but it's a lower tier rack. I used to always collect these right before, Smissmas, get them out of season, get them for a really good deal, enjoy them, wear the loadouts, a white BMOC and a beard, and flying around as Santa Claus, market gardening and painting people. But you can see on here, they're priced at 100 to 120 keys. Most people are looking for that, upper end of that price exchange. If someone's looking for cheaper, usually they're duped and there's just not as much interest, so they can ask for a cheaper price. But I bought this out of season, same thing, I'm just going to enjoy it, but I'm going to sell it when it's at its peak, when it's really popular, and I'm reminding people in here, clean, best misc for Smissmas, that's a tongue twister, try to say that. I'm telling them what I want in keys or what I want overpay, and people are the same thing, putting in some pretty darn good offers because they're hyped now. If they want to get one, they're going to have to pay for it. This is the peak of interest when people are going to pay more for these kind of themed items. I wish I still held on to these. I think there was one time I had 2 or 3 of these Blizzardy Master Yellow Belts. It's another great one. It's kind of like the Engineer one. You can wear it with a BMOC or any winter hat, and that's why miscs are so great. But you can see this guy's in a great position because there's only one seller. This might actually be my old one. It's priced at 26 to 30 keys, asking for 45 keys. Sounds crazy, but I guarantee you he's going to get a trade offer that's going to make him sell it. He's probably going to get a trade offer for a hat that's 45, 50 keys, whatever, an overpay or maybe a mixed offer, because they might not always go for pure, but if you really want this, you got to pay whatever it is to get it, right? I also want to give you guys a case study. So if you wanted to go big and invest and buy something out of season and make a bunch of profit, what would be the best way to do it? Because you've seen on a lot of these items, the profit margin is so small, and if it's unusual, to be honest, it's not really worth it. Unless you're going to buy something that you like already and you're going to enjoy it, and then maybe sell it when it's more popular, like during Smissmas, or if it's a Halloween effect, you sell it during Halloween, whatever. But in general, you don't want to just wait. You don't want to spend a bunch of keys up front, sit and wait, and then hopefully you get rid of it at its peak. Otherwise, now you're stuck with it, and it's now kind of out of season, and people don't want to pay as much. But if you were going to do with it, and you were going to invest and spend some keys and see if you can flip it for profit, a good example would probably be doing with the BMOC, the Santa hat. Because let's say you buy 500 BMOCs for 6 keys each when they're at 6 keys, and then later they go up to 7 keys, so you're going to make 1 key each on extra. So you'd be spending 3,000 keys to buy the BMOCs at 6 keys each. You're going to resell them later for 7 keys each. That's 3,500 keys, so you made 500 keys of profit. Sounds great, right? Easy profit. The thing is, you have inventory now. You have tons of these. You have 500 of these hats that you're going to be selling and competing against yourself. And even if you sell them all in time, before the update or before December, January is gone and it's not winter anymore, that's another thing. You have this time crunch. You make 15% profit. It's not that great. With 3,000 keys, you could do a lot more work. You could be making 20, 30, 50%, double, triple, quadruple your profit, finding better deals and locking up all these keys with something that you're going to have to grind through to sell in a short amount of time and get 7 keys each. You're probably going to end up listing so many and lowballing yourself, and then the bots are lowballing you. It's not worth it. It's much better. Spend your 3,000 keys some other way. If you want to buy a BMOC to enjoy it, buy it out of season, get it for 6 keys, resell it for 7 because you want to make profit. That's great. That's smart, but I don't recommend going in big. And like I said, with unusuals, it's hard to do this because you're going to pay a lot for it no matter what. If it's popular, you're going to pay a lot for it any time of year. You're just going to end up paying more if it's during Smissmas. So if you can grab things out of season, I did this a couple of times with Haunted Ghost Crone Zone. I would buy it out of season. I think I also did this with Cauldron Bubbles. And I did my research. I did my homework. There wasn't a whole lot for sale. I bought them out of season. I put them up for sale when it was during Halloween. I cranked up the price and I sold them for a lot of profit. So it can work, but that was kind of an experiment. Alrighty, gamers. Well, that's going to wrap it up for me. Hopefully you learned something new and you had some fun talking about Smissmas-themed holiday trading in general and how to make use of money and what to do out there and what to look for. Hopefully I will see you guys in game. Don't forget to holler and say what's up. And until then, yeah, good luck with your trades.
Peace.